Hello and welcome back to Robin's Roundup with me, Jake Mather, Tom Lambert and Sean Fisher. It's been a good while since we've had a good podcast to be able to speak about because of the games that just haven't been on because of the waterlogged pitches, etc, etc. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the last 10 days where we've had 3 games, the same amount as the whole of February, starting at Whitby Town, and we're going to aim these questions at Tom because of the fact that Sean didn't want to join us.
Well, I wasn't able to make the journey.
He was... Anyway, Whitby Town. Tom, we're going to start with you. The first place we can look at would be the goal after, 48 seconds?
48 seconds, yeah.
I feel like one of those things with Clegg is that he's always said in interviews is keep the game tight in the first half. That kind of went out of the water, didn't it?
Yeah, it pretty much, had to change the game plan after 48 seconds, which is never what a manager wants at any level. Never mind for Clegg. And I obviously, thinking back, feels like absolutely ages ago. It only was a week ago, and I remember the wind and the pitch conditions were awful as well, and they played a bigger part in the result. I remember for the first goal, the ball just stuck to the ground, didn't it? It looked like it had deceived Greg Hartley.
It was a really
good finish, yeah. You could see why he was one of Whitby's main men with the way he took the goal. But kind of to give that overall reflection of the game, first half we struggled. Like there's no way around it. Obviously it was the first game where John Lafudu was suspended, and it was a massive blow. We just lacked kind of any width, didn't we, and any quality out wide, and it was hard to play through the middle, like you mentioned, with the pitch condition. The ball just got stuck in there.
There was no momentum either, was there, because of the games
being
cancelled and stuff and postponed. So I feel like that had a part to play on the players' fitness. I think Whitby had played a cup match that week. I could be wrong, but I think and that's going to help the players somewhat.
Yeah.
But it must be said, something changed at half time, whether it was the way of the wind.
Yeah.
It probably did have a part to play, but it was a massive difference in the second half, wasn't it?
Huge difference. If I remember right, we changed to a 4-3-3 after the break. I think it was about 60 minutes. We changed.
About 3 at the back originally.
Yes, yeah. We changed to a 4-3-3, and all of a sudden it was like it just clicked for us, and we started with our kind of just free-flowing football that we want to play, and obviously it led to the goal in the end with Billy Sass-Davis with a fantastic header at the back post. He had a marvellous game that game, didn't he?
Yeah, it's definitely worth mentioning him, especially for that game. I mean, he's been faultless ever since he signed. But that game in particular, he made his name because not only did he score, he was in the right place at the right time every single time. And there were some goal-saving tackles, weren't there?
Yeah, there were some huge tackles that he had to make. I remember me and Matt on commentary coining him Sir Sass-Davis after that performance because it was stupendous.
Billy fan club, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. It was a great second half performance. Billy almost scored his second, didn't he? He nearly nicked it, but for a tremendous save from the goalkeeper, double save in fact.
Yeah.
I would say a draw though was probably the fair result because Greg Hartley, as he always is, called into action sometimes in the game.
Yeah.
Mr. Reliable once again was called into it.
Yeah.
How many strikers did they have? How many defenders did they have?
I think they had 7 defenders on there.
Yeah, 6 or 7 centre backs, he said.
2 centre backs up front, and to be fair,
and they did play like centre backs.
they were really good.
Yeah, they really were.
Like they had a lot of chances towards the end of the game, I seem to remember, and quite frankly, they probably could have scored and maybe should have scored some of them. And Greg Hartley once again was there to save us when we did have chances. We maybe could have nicked it in the second half, considering such an improvement from half time. But like we say, draw probably was a fair result, wasn't it?
Yeah, draw.
Something we'd take.
Fair result, and we took it, especially after the form they were in. Obviously, 5 wins in a row before that. Going there after not playing for 2-3 weeks, and to take a point out of a game where we weren't at our best.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Especially as well because we conceded so early, it's very easy for teams low down to crumble to that.
Yeah, Sean, what did you think on the game?
Almost like the floodgates open. But the fact that we kept it to 1-0, got ourselves back in the game, and really got a foothold kind of does show that improvement.
It was well worth the trip up north for all but one, which I think brings us very nicely into
Take Me Away.
Take Me Away.
Take me away. Take me away.
So for those of you that don't know the concept of this, for every away game that we've been speaking about in this podcast, we've had a little interlude where we speak about everything but the performance on the field, like the travel, the potentially food, the scenery, the stadium, the fans, the atmosphere, literally everything that has a part to play in the day, bar, I mean even including the result, bar the actual performance itself. The result is different to the performance, and we rely on Tom to give his intelligence, provide somewhat intelligence as to like what he would rate each trip away from home. I feel like a lot of things are going to be hard to top Morpeth, which was our first one we got commented on. Yeah. But we'll run it quickly through each thing if you want to take it away from when we woke up. Another early start.
Honestly, like next year we need to live close to the ground. Like it's horrible at the moment.
That's as much of a journey as it is up to Whitby, isn't it? Really,
pretty much.
Honestly, if that was half the journey.
It's just travelling there, and like the early starts just killer.
The commitment is there.
Love the Robins. But it wasn't a bad journey, to be honest. It was like, the bus was awful. sorry, like...
It was a downgrade from Morpeth, 100%.
Like, the buses need to have tables. I think the players will agree with that one as well.
Not even tables, like
plugs,
your phone in.
Plugs as well. It was honestly like a bus out of the 1980s.
Episode. The buses need tables.
You listening?
They do. They need tables. Just something to charge your phone in, because phones don't like to survive more than half an hour these days.
No,
And when you're doing social media things, you could do with a phone.
Grandpa Joe there.
I mean, that bus was Grandpa Joe's bus, wasn't it?
Phones don't survive more than 30 minutes. Not like my Nokia 310.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all, mate.
Your phone's the worst. Anyway, back on track as we were up to Whitby.
Yeah.
And someone couldn't last the whole journey without keeping his lungs in his mouth.
Good old Matt Clayton, as always, on the commentary. Struggled. He'd gone and seen the 1975 the night before. And let's say just had one too many, and it wasn't in a great condition at all. To be fair, neither me or you were either, because we were both a little bit ill.
Under the weather.
Like, my voice was gone. And Matt was ill, and he didn't even make the full journey without
spewing.
Chundering,
And where was it?
It was at the garden centre.
What a great services we had.
We stopped off at a garden centre, ladies and gentlemen.
Everything you need, really.
It is. More.
Come on, mate. But that garden centre as well, that's up there as a highlight.
It is.
Just quickly mention that, because
it's just a bit spontaneous.
It was like we've got no more services, garden centre.
Next best thing, really.
Next best thing.
But we stayed on the bus anyway, didn't we?
We
Although it's actually quite good, because just the stop in general is good, because it means the players get off, everyone else gets off, free toilet on the bus.
Free toilet on the bus.
And you don't feel judged, because some people stay in there for more than a minute and you're like, what's he doing in there?
Yeah.
So
no names named though.
No names named. I don't know. Yeah. But so we got to the game. We got to the stadium.
Yeah.
Words don't want to work. But we got to the stadium. And what did you think of the place?
I thought it was a really nice ground. Like one of the best I've been to this season. It's a really nice setup they've got there.
We drove through Sleet.
Sleet.
How close to the
we've got him on record saying Sleet.
It's slight. Anyone from Whitby, it's slight. Am I right? Like just there we go. But like the ground was really nice. I think a special mention has to go to their media team as well.
Yeah.
They were really accommodating, really nice guys. And I feel that is something that helps when we go away, when there is people who are accommodating and understand the position we're in as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just makes you feel welcome.
Yeah.
And just really adds to your experience. But one of the best grounds I think we've been to.
The chairman of Whitby sat next to me and had a lovely conversation with me. He was really nice. So they are a very nice family club, and you can see they get a good attendance to games. So they had a good support. I don't know how much how the fans were. They seemed pretty supportive.
It was quite vocal on the far side.
Yeah. They had the chants and stuff.
The chants,
I've forgotten what they called it, but the chairman called them something in particular.
Like an ultras group.
Something like that. Yeah. It was. They didn't say, "Oh, that's the ultras."
That's the ultras. Got to watch them.
But it was something. The Whitby
Cup almost kind of thing.
Yeah. But it was they were really supportive all the way through. rightly so. I mean, you wouldn't blame them. It was 1-1 in the end, so there was always a chance for them.
Yeah.
It was a pretty entertaining game.
It's really get behind them as well, 5 in a row. Seems like they're on a really good run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing that, before we get your mark out of 10, one thing I rate is that these long trips, there's usually something of like interest or like a landmark.
Just something that's
When you're driving, when you're driving there, like Morpeth, saw the Angel of the North for the first time.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And there she is. And then Whitby, it was the those hills. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the hills we were
Was it
going
close to the
down.
seaside?
Yeah,
It was, but I'm talking about beforehand. There was the army barracks or whatever, and that was really
Yeah.
interesting. It's some of the journeys you go on are really good. It's just I do sound like Grandpa Joe, don't I?
Proper become a pensioner.
Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to your mark.
Right. It's not up there with Morpeth, obviously. That's going to be always difficult to top. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
Like, it's just solid down the middle. Like, obviously I wasn't feeling great either. If you listen to the commentary or even the post-match interview, you could hear my voice.
Is that 5 overall for the whole day then?
Yeah, like my voice was dogged, so I wasn't in a great mood. The bus, awful.
Yeah.
Like, that lowered it. But there was some highlights.
Whitby themselves hired.
Oh,
the day.
100%. It was a lovely ground, lovely people,
Yeah.
and like, hopefully they stay in the league. Like, not like.
Hopefully you don't go up with
Yeah, like, it was a really
it's a
nice.
blessing in disguise if they don't go up
Yeah.
because
You get to go back there.
exactly.
So it's a lovely little
Exactly.
ground, and they should be proud of that.
No, so yeah, don't take it to heart. We've given you a 5. It wasn't you, it was us.
It was less, yeah.
Oh, the voice really.
Anyway, that brings us on to the next game, which was Warrington Tuesday night. It was supposed to be my commentary game. I was buzzing for it, but Matt wasn't keen on passing it over to me because he was once again free. Let's go to Sean. Sean, were you there?
I was, yeah.
So
How's it feel?
let's take us through the first half, which was a good showing.
No, it was a good performance. We scored in the first half.
Yeah, we did. We
Louis
scored
Ormond
midway through the half.
Yeah, it was a good finish from it, Louis Ormond. Yeah, he scored open. It was one of the first times I've seen Louis Ormond, to be fair. I think it's probably the second time I've seen him. And he is the number 9 we need. He's scoring goals. Obviously got our player of the month, didn't he?
They got Bolton Brewery.
Yeah, Bolton Brewery. Yeah, well deserved. A really good team performance, yeah. And to be fair, against a really good side as well, so I think we could.
Yeah, they were in form. We've played with a few informed teams, to be honest, in the past few days. Like Whitby were 5 in a row.
Came out and beaten as well, so.
And Warrington as well. They'd been challenging the top teams. They were
They were in
harsh
playoffs,
to draw with FC United. I think it was a 96th minute equaliser FC got. They have a tendency doing that.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Ashton. What happened in the second half, Tom?
Second half, I don't know whether it was like a tactical change Michael made or it was something maybe like just mentally that, it just seemed like we dropped back.
Yeah.
Michael said in his press conference, we're not that big, post-match interview that
Not yet.
not yet, that it was just down to the sheer fact that Warrington had come out and were just the better of the two teams, which they did up their level because they had to, but I feel like it just felt from where I was sat that it felt like we just potentially just sat off a little too early.
There's that mental factor of you playing a big side, you've got a goal, you've got your lead, you've got something to defend, you've got something to hang on to, and naturally you're going to want to defend that more, I think.
Yeah.
But it did end up at times, it was 9-10 players in the box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really
I was watching the interview with Clegg actually whilst we were doing it.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a bit harsh on his players by saying that Warrington were a better side. Because the first half, Warrington had no impact, no threat whatsoever, and Ashton had them exactly where they wanted to. They had chances to double it. They were only half chances, and I must say, like, Warrington were going to pose a threat on the other end. But to say that they were a better team, if anything, and I maybe Clegg in private did let them have it because they did I just do feel like they sat back too early.
Just too early, yeah.
Bruce had a chance to make it 2-0, didn't he, first half?
Yeah.
And then obviously go into half time and we came out and just were ready just to sit back, and it was almost.
Yeah, it was a shame, and like the goal came from that right side where we're missing John Lafoudis. We were for Whitby, Stavros to Serps. He played. He was just he wasn't comfortable because you can tell that's not his first position, and you can tell he's not played for a while.
Yeah.
Then the same goes for Joel Benvoletta.
Yeah. Probably the less said, the better about that.
Exactly. But all we'll say is like they both lacked match experience, fitness, and positioning.
Yeah.
And fortunately, going on to the game we've just had, what a performance from Stav.
Yeah. I feel dropping him on Tuesday night was the correct decision. You know, he showed Clegg what he's made of.
Exactly.
I was watching, like, when I was editing the highlights last night, I was watching most of the game back because you just have to kind of find out where stuff is. And there's one that's in the highlight clip. If you haven't watched it, just go up on the YouTube channel. There's one where he blocks something on the line. I'm like, my God, he had such a really good game. There was a few times where he was making key tackles. You know, there was the one where he had to take one for the team as well, and picked up a yellow card. He looked so comfortable in that position. I imagine he's given Michael Clegg a little bit of food for thought here.
Yeah.
Does he, you know, bring John Lafudu back in the side? Obviously, has had issues outside of the club that has led to this suspension. Or does he stick with Stav and kind of be like to John, look, someone's come in and done a job.
There was that change of shape as well when Stav was playing there. It was a 3 at the back and he was kind of the right wing back. And of course it's going to let him go forward a lot more. It's give him that freedom to go forward with less defensive duties, which I think obviously will suit him because he's naturally a centre mid, I believe. Yeah. So, I mean, technically obviously he's there, but defensively he did surprise me. Like there were some big tackles. There was an early tackle on, and I don't think he really got beat by us too many times.
I think we all know the threat that Lafudu would pose, especially in that 3 in the
back
back position, because he has cover.
The
thought of it sounds incredible because Stav doesn't have that athleticism that Lafudu has, and there's nothing on him. It's just like
different types of players,
literally. Stav had a cracking game. I've got it down here for the Scarborough win on Saturday as revenge, feisty, what a goal. They're my 3 things. So we'll take it one step at a time. I mean, I feel like they all kind of come from the same place, and all of them have one thing in common, and that is Josh Wilson. For many ways, more than one.
Yeah.
Firstly, revenge. Tom?
Yeah.
You were there.
I was there.
Were you there?
No.
At Scarborough?
No,
Neither
I
of us were there.
wasn't.
So, do you want to take us back a couple of weeks?
God, it feels like absolute ages ago. It was a game where, you know, we were in it for large parts of it till the red card, and obviously having to play them again so quickly after. You know, it was the return of Liam Thompson as well. Like you can't write stuff like that in football.
The amount of postponements meant that his first game back to football was the game he got sent off in controversially.
Yeah, and you could see in the game that they were targeting him.
Yeah.
You know, there was that one where he got brought down and they just put the ball by his head.
Yeah.
And you just thought stuff like that.
It just had that aura of just like you could tell it meant a bit more. Like there was.
There was like a few tackles that were left in, and you thought there's a little bit more than just a normal game.
Edge,
exactly.
Kind of overflows with the feistiness because it was a feisty game. There were a lot of challenges.
Very stop and start.
Both technical areas were very
animated.
And there were a few little dives and a lot of bookings. What a goal!
What a goal! Well, caught fantastic. Sorry, Josh. But no, it was an incredible goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Top corner, exactly what we needed.
Yeah, Josh Wilson. I think it was 11 minutes in. It was a pretty tame start from both sides because they were both pretty cancelling each other out until just a lofted ball into the area. The ball seemed to get lost in the air.
Yeah.
The air seemed to sway it, so the defenders didn't really get much clearance on the defensive header. And Wilson from no more than 20 yards out. He was just inside the area actually.
Just inside the area.
He was just inside the area and connected with it.
It just felt perfectly for him, didn't it? And everyone kind of knew he'd be shooting in.
I've not seen him score a better goal.
No.
However, he disagrees.
In the post-match interview we had with him,
great interview, by the way.
Yeah, he said it wasn't in his top 10, which is incredible.
Must have scored some worldies, eh, Josh?
He must have scored some worldies, and also it shows his confidence and shows there's a couple more games, Josh.
Well, we're the same, yeah.
Speaking of that post-match interview,
Loved it.
why did you love it, Sean?
What was the quote? It was a good question. It was whether the reverse fixture had an effect on this fixture, which obviously we felt it did watching it. And to ask a player was interesting, and his opinion was that the revenge factor was there. The players did want revenge as well. Obviously, you'd expect that, but
Inverted commas time.
Inverted commas, it was, what was it, leaving a few tackles in, which personally we love to see. we absolutely love that comment. It's just good to
Having
see.
said that, I don't think we were the team doing that.
No, it seemed more like it was.
There was
coming from
definitely
them.
a number of fouls both sides, but
Yeah.
none like.
Nothing malicious.
And you say the intent to harm.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. That brings us on to, right, so it's 1-0.
Yeah.
We've had a good first half.
Yeah.
Scarborough haven't really threatened much. Second half, we're in the same position as the
We're
Warrington
getting
game.
flashback to Warrington.
And we're like just defending and they're attacking and we're just like, what are we going to do here? We've signed Don McHale back
Yeah.
and he comes on and I thought that was quite interesting. Like I don't know, I thought that was quite interesting myself to bring him on.
I thought, watching that, we were getting little bits of flashbacks of Warrington on Tuesday night, but I thought we didn't drop back as quickly. It seemed like it was the last 10 or so minutes where we really started to shut the door. But obviously you mentioned there Don McHale on his return to the club, and he was fantastic when he came on. He had that drive about him.
He just kind of
skill.
A little bit of skill. I feel we all like Cass, but Don McHale compared to Cass, he's got that strength as well, and I think that's shown in the build up to the penalty. The way he just dodges the challenges and just keeps going.
He did it a few times, chinked inside it.
He just grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck when we really needed it. We were almost losing that control that we had in the first half.
Yeah.
And we just kind of needed to try reignite that, and he came on and did exactly that. He had a presence about him, and he was involved in everything we did.
Yeah, he won the penalty. Josh duly converted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Greg Hartley comes into action. It's just like,
Yeah.
you've forgotten about me. I've not been
Yeah.
needed all day, so let's have a bit of action.
Yeah.
And some of the saves he made, like I just don't understand.
Well,
He never fails to surprise me, and it shouldn't even be surprising anymore, should it?
No, it is incredible. It was that last 10 minutes. We kind of thought they came back at us a bit more, obviously searching for that goal, chucking more at us, and we were countering. But we did get opened up a few times, but some fantastic saves. Like one where he tips it over the crossbar as well. He's so agile.
Yeah. He really is. He really is. He gets a lot of criticism from away fans, away media. It can be quite entertaining being Ashton United. And just being like, just you wait.
Yeah.
Just you wait. Just wait till you one-on-one.
Yeah.
He'll save it.
It is incredible. That brings us very nicely to the end of what we've done in the past 10 days.
Past 10 days, yeah.
We're now 15th in the predictor table, by the way.
Yeah.
Quick one to add up.
Climbing.
So we're climbing. We're going to win the league by the end of this predictor table. That brings us on to a game we haven't played for a while.
Yeah.
And that game is called Who Am I? Right, once again, for those of you that don't know, or who just need a bit of a freshen up, given that we haven't been on air for a while, the game is basically, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Is Tom will provide us with 3 facts about a player, past or present, as long as he's played and featured this season for Ashton United. He'll give us some facts about the player, and me and Sean are going to try and have a little guess as to see how good our Ashton United team knowledge is. You can have a guess too. We'll go on to something else and we'll come back and announce the answer at the end of the show. So Tom, take it away.
Right, ready for clue number 1.
Yeah.
I joined the Robins at the start of the season. That's clue number 1.
Okay.
I'll read that again. I joined the Robins at the start of the season.
Right, okay.
Okay? Clue number 2. I made 15 appearances for the club.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read that one again. I made 15 appearances for the club. And clue number 3. I will be returning to face the Robins this weekend.
And we play.
Oh, that's for you to know, mate. That's for you to know. That's your Ashton knowledge.
I think I know it.
It's one of 2 for me.
I think I know it.
I think we don't answer it because I feel like
Okay.
the one you say you think you know
Might be.
will either make me decide to stick or twist, because I think it's one of 2 and I think you're going to answer one of the 2 I've got.
Yeah.
I feel like you can follow what I'm saying.
I understand.
What?
You know the 2 returning players.
I know the 2 returning players.
It's
It's
one of 2 then.
one of the 2. Can you only think of one?
I just think I know which one it is.
Oh, fair enough. Then. Fair enough. Well, I'll guess first later on if you want then.
Yes.
If you're confident. All right then.
Yeah.
Moving on. That was very quick. So a player that signed this season, 15 appearances,
And we'll be returning.
returning. Without further ado, I say that so much, don't I?
Yeah.
Like, without further
Yeah.
ado, right, I'm going to stop saying that now. I'm going to go into rehab for that. And we're going to move on
Just fly.
to the previews for the next 2 games. So, who have we got on Tuesday, Tom?
Middlesbrough Sports.
Got Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a game, man.
They're going to be a test, but they're not doing as well as Whitby and Warrington.
Well,
or
no.
Scarborough.
No, I feel this is a little bit like kind of a different challenge. You know, we've been playing teams who have been in form and are higher up the table. Middlesbrough come into this, haven't won in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that they've kind of been in a similar predicament to us where they've not been able to play games due to the weather. But their last 4 games, they've conceded 11 goals in them,
Okay.
which is quite a lot. But something to note, they played the 2 teams twice in that 4 games. So they played FC, drew 3-3, and then played Whitby back to back, and then played FC
Really?
this weekend. Just mental, isn't it? How that works. But
Interesting to see how they did against Whitby, to be honest, because of course we played them, and
Yeah.
we got a draw with them, and to be honest, we had chances to win it. So did they. It was an
Yeah,
even game,
yeah.
so if Whitby can beat them, maybe we can. I'm not saying that was the result because I don't know.
I think they beat them and drew one.
Middlesbrough beat them, or
No, Whitby beat them.
alright, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It'll be an interesting one, but back under the floodlights at Ashton United, Hurst Cross, and I'm sure there'll be a good atmosphere. Like recently, the crowds have been better,
It's
haven't they?
going to be, well, we've been underdogs the last couple of games, haven't we? And this one, I'm not sure if you could say, well, you probably could say favourites, to be fair.
With the
Yeah,
form we're in.
What do you class as an underdog though? Because do you class an underdog as a league position? Because
It's a
I don't know if
isn't it?
we were an underdog in that last game.
Really?
It's a really strange one, but the
Yeah.
team we are right now,
We look
I
at
would
the
say
form.
there's only 4 or 5 teams that I'd be like, we're not an underdog yet.
It's literally like the form we're in at the moment. Like Josh Wilson said it in his post-match interview. It's like promotion form.
It really is.
You know, we've only lost twice since the turn of the year.
South Shields.
South Shields,
And Scarborough.
Scarborough, which you know was marred in controversy, and like at the moment we're in a really good run of form,
Definitely.
and looking at the next 3 fixtures we've got,
Yeah.
obviously Middlesbrough on Tuesday, Grantham that we'll move on to, and then Matlock the following Tuesday. These are like 3 big games for
Yeah.
us. You feel if we can take all 3 points from every game, like you're very confident of us then
Because
staying up
not
with
only
them.
are we gaining points, but they're dropping them
Exactly,
at our expense,
exactly.
at their expense. What am I talking about? Moving on to Grantham, which is on Saturday.
Yeah.
That I say it's a must-win game. It's a game that the form we've been under, the form they've been under, and the goal difference they have is they are so leaky, Grantham.
Yeah.
Now, did we beat them in the reverse?
Yeah, we're beating 4 now.
And that was when we didn't have Clegg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
Angel and North's back.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it's really is a game that this is where experience and a lack of complacency has to
Yeah.
Come in now, yeah.
come in, because Clegg has to
We can't go
rally
into
his,
games thinking we've won it.
literally he
100%.
needs to rally his team so that they know, right, we've got 5 points against
Work on
teams
it,
that are
yeah,
good.
we've won it. Yeah.
Now there are teams that are struggling like we were. Their form could turn someday. And
Yeah.
we don't want to be that team that they turn.
And it's going to be a different type of game as well. If they're obviously struggling, they could be sitting back more, and it'll test our almost attacking play a lot more. Whether we can break down that defensive block or not.
For those of you that haven't got any idea about the Who Am I quiz, the 2 players are returning in the Grantham team, aren't they?
Yeah, they are in the Grantham team.
So
An additional clue for
little
people.
clue for those out there. There's Sean, meanwhile going, I thought it was Middlesbrough. Matlock, quick mention, away game next Tuesday. That's
Yeah.
another one. Those 3 games, you are right. Like they are games.
If we can take 9 points, like you'd imagine it's going to take some.
I feel like even 7, like with the away game,
Yeah.
we'd be disappointed because of the form we've been under.
Yeah,
But I feel like we've got to take it 1 game at a time, don't we?
Yeah, 100%.
we do.
Because we're missing,
We can't lose
potentially
that.
missing Louis Allman.
Louis Allman's going to be the big blow, whether or not he's fit, and You know,
came off with that knee injury.
came off with the knee injury. And like Sean mentioned, these teams are going to potentially look to sit back against us
Yeah.
just because of the form we've been in.
Mm.
It will be a different test, and you know, me and Clegg spoke about this. Since he's come in, a lot of the goals, a high percentage of the goals have come from set pieces. You feel Louis Oldman has been one of them who has scored the most. I think it's the most in open play since Clegg's come in. Obviously, the way he brings others into the game as well, it's going to be a massive blow for. I think he's going to miss the Mickleover game. Just to be safe. Exactly, just to be safe. But he is going to be a big miss because he had so much that team.
Yeah. However, Willow's scored a
Don McHale.
brilliant goal. Don McHale. It'd be interesting to see him start potentially. Be interesting to see the right back, like who goes there. It's looking good. It's good. It's a good dilemma that Clegg has at the moment. Albeit we would have Ormond in if we could.
Yeah.
But like you said, I feel like you said a second ago, these teams are probably going to sit back, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like maybe that would benefit us. Maybe it wouldn't. One thing I would say.
We'll find out.
One thing I would say is don't stand off Shez because he can bag a card anyway. I feel that's a good way to end this, to be honest. Like, there's Mystic Jake.
He's calling.
If he scores, imagine. Sam Sheridan from 25 yards in one of the 3 games.
Yeah. Bold prediction.
Those odds have just been slashed.
Yeah.
I haven't stuck to one. But anyway, so thank you very much for watching. Hopefully in these next few games we can continue this fine form.
Yeah.
For those of you that are still scratching your heads, or those of you who think you've got it, put us out of misery. Tom, do you want to read us through those?
Do you want to have your guess? I'll read the clues.
Yeah, read
and
the clues
your
again.
guesses.
We'll have our guess.
So first clue, I joined the Robins. Try that again. First clue, I joined the Robins at the start of the season. Second clue, I made 15 appearances for the club. And third and finally, I will be returning to face the Robins this weekend, which, as we worked out, is Grantham.
Yeah.
So, Sean, do you want to go for your guess first?
Well, you go through your 2.
Oh, go on. Well, no, because I feel that gives it away.
Okay, you go for yours, and
You
I'll
go
just
for
guess the other
Well,
one.
I remember you saying that John Morsnap's return, isn't it? So I was going to go for
Okay,
John Morsnap.
I'll go Curtis as then.
There you go, split 50-50 then.
Right?
Funny it's neither.
I can reveal that it's Sean that's right. It is John Morsnap.
Fair enough, well played.
Yeah. My first one.
Well, that concludes. I think it's the first one for anyone to be honest.
Fair enough, I'll take it.
That concludes today's show, this week's show. Hopefully we'll be able to get into the rhythm of more consistent shows, providing the weather.
Yeah.
Like,
Other work's done now, isn't it? So we can kind of.
it's not even other work, it's the weather. As
The
long as the
weather,
weather is nice to us,
Yeah.
we will be back more frequently and hopefully you'll continue to tune in. So thanks very much from me, Sean and Tom. See ya.